Humboldt County doesn't have a commercial facility that can accept food waste. Yet, the state is about to come down on municipalities, on businesses, requiring that everyone has access to an organics recycling program.
There's a big problem with food waste going in the landfill. Full Cycle Compost, we wanted to provide that service and figured that rather than putting more trucks on the road, it would really make sense to use bicycles. And in a town like Arcata, that's small and pretty level, it's really practical and efficient to be using bikes for that.
Not only are we here to move compost, but we're here to move compost in the most ecologically responsible way that we can. And that's on a bike. So there was this idea mulling around, we need a compost co-op, we need a compost co-op. And we have a program in conjunction with the Small Business Development Center, and we help people incubate and start worker-owned cooperatives. And so what Worker-Owned Humboldt does is it puts together a group, or helps a group form, and then takes them through all the stages of starting a cooperative. Co-ops, at first, they're unfamiliar, and so people don't know what that means or what it is. But ultimately what it means is that you aren't in that situation where somebody who doesn't know what is really going on the ground is telling you what to do, because the owners are the workers. And also somebody who owns the business but doesn't do the work associated with the business isn't there to profit off of the employees. And so all the work that you put into the business turns into profit that you get out of the business. And a co-op is an answer to those problems, not just for the individual, but on a social level as well. It decreases the income gap in a major way, and distributes wealth equitably. Co-ops are more resilient during downtime. They have less employee turnover. They have more employee buy-in because they have employee ownership. Ultimately, a cooperative business model is actually not just an alternative to the standard business model, it's a better model.
Yeah, part of the process was finding this community garden that needed a new stewardship team. So we didn't take that on as a business, but Cooperation Humboldt and another local organization, Centro del Pueblo, there's going to be a nice synergistic relationship with us bringing in compost to add fertility.
So in terms of gardens, this garden, which is Jardín Santuario, they are an organization that serves particularly specifically indigenous Latinx immigrants. And then we also have a similar relationship with a garden called Caudal Fin Farm, which is on the Jacoby Creek Land Trust. That's a more developed farm. It's a nonprofit CSA. And one of the kind of aspirational, big vision, possible dream ideas is to establish a network of spaces like this that's large enough to accommodate the influx of compost to the point where it could become a municipal program. So we're really hoping that as the city decides that they need to have a municipal program, that they choose, if not us, a model like this with a distributed garden instead of a central landfill space. I don't even know if this is possible. I'm just saying it because if you say it sometimes, then it comes into being, right? I can imagine bikers serving this region and cyclists serving this region, and have this distributed regional thing where we can go Arcata, we can go McKinleyville, we can go Eureka, we can say, hey, this model works and other cities can adopt it. So
it's cool to see that there's actually a bigger network of cooperatives.
Yeah, cooperating among cooperatives and sharing this information.
So Hardcore Compost is actually, they do almost the exact same thing we do, but just down in Santa Cruz, and they've been doing it I think for the last 2 years as a cooperative, and they were unbelievably supportive.
In the spirit of Hardcore Compost and how helpful they were to us, we are more than willing to share everything that we have learned and are doing with anybody who wants to form a composting cooperative. And they should also talk to Hardcore Compost if they want to do bike-powered service.
People have been talking already about just being a cooperative and having that relationship with cooperatives that is mutually beneficial, and that's I'm new to this concept, and it's been humbling to see and to be a part of. One example, we've reached out to the North Coast Co-op, which is the local grocery store. They've recently started a composting service for members of the grocery store, we saw a possible relationship with them where we could provide a service for those members who couldn't actually bring their food scraps to the store, and so we had a meeting with them, and we started off, and one of the folks from the co-op said, "Look, you don't have to sell us on this. They're a co-op, we're a co-op. It's given that we're going to work together." And
this is a business model that works on so many levels because it's very low overhead, and it's accessible as a means of generating income for a wide variety of people. If you don't have a driver's license, if you are a high school kid, if you just love riding your bicycle and you don't want to contribute to the fossil fuel footprint of automobile travelers, so many ways. And it's labor intensive, so you can serve a certain small area, and then we need another group of bicycle powered composters to serve the next area. So it's scalable in that way, and we really encourage people to do it.